promoted sustainable land use practice and natural resources management, reduced environmental degradation, supported research and development. They supported registration of 140 farmers for the government subsidized fertilizer program. They equally distributed 183 tons of seeds to 75,000 beneficiaries and procured four tractors to provide subsidized plowing. Honorable Speaker, we move to the Department of Gender, Equity and Exclusivity, Youth, Sports, Talent Development, Cultural Heritage, and Social Services. Honorable Speaker, to accomplish the department mandate for the financial year 2023-2024, the department was allocated 198,752,415. Out of that allocation, the department absorbed 175,999,649, which is an equivalent of 89%. This expenditure represented a 2.3% increase from 191,375,978 in financial year 2022-2023. The department did the following. They promoted cultural practices and initiated the development of cultural center at Ndiru Kagal. The department undertook teenage pregnancy campaigns. They also sensitized the public on gender-based violence. They also launched the county SGB policy. Honorable Speaker, the department oversaw ongoing construction of the Homa Bay County Stadium to 95% completion status, as well as Sport Talent Development Program. Honorable Speaker, with that, Honorable Speaker, we wish you to get to the Department of Public Works, Transport and Infrastructure. The department was allocated 873,678,261, out of which absorbed 849,321,677. This represented an absorption rate of 97% in completion. In completing its priorities. This expenditure represented a 13.2% increase of from 921,701,400 million reported in the previous financial year, which is 2022-2023. In the financial year 2023-2024, the department conducted road inventory condition survey. They constructed 245 kilometers of new roads to completion across the country. They equally constructed 23 kilometers of access roads connecting to schools, health facilities, market access, and markets across the county. They maintained 267 kilometers of other county roads. They installed 842 linear meter of culverts and cleaned 610 meters of blocked culvert across the entire county. The department equally acquired 3 number of motorcycles which were at 50 cc's. They acquired 1 motor grader with variable horsepower of 170 to 106 horsepower. They acquired 1 crawler excavator and maintained county motor vehicles provided. They equally provided technical support in various government projects. They collaborated with national agencies in the completion of various road maintenance and construction projects. Honorable Speaker, let me move to the Department of Blue Economy, fisheries, mining, and digital economy. Honorable Speaker, the department was allocated 161,857,538 shillings. They realized an absorption rate of 8%, which was 129,063,988 shillings appropriated across its key priorities. This expenditure represented a 6.5% increase from 75,531,031 reported in the financial 2022-23. The department was able to establish the Homa Bay Lakefront Development Corporation and rehabilitated piers. They equally constructed the construction of lakefront promenade in collaboration with national government. They demarcated beach boundaries in BMUs. They contracted Homa Bay construction of Homa Bay County Modern Fish Market, which was a national government sponsored. They conducted a blue economy capacity needs assessment exercise in conjunction with the Kenya Devolution Program. They developed the Homa Bay County Fisheries and Aquaculture Management Act 2023. Under ABDP, the department was able to increase pond fish production from 11.66 tons in 2022-2023 financial year to 79.82 tons in 2023-2024. They equally constructed 10 latrines and 2 fish bundles in 12 fish landing sites. They stocked 14 community dams with 220,000 tilapia fingerlings. They supported 100 farmers with predator kits, each to reduce pre-harvest loss. They supported 112 ABDP beneficiary farmers with 412,000 tilapia fingerlings and 84,000 kgs of fish feeds. Honorable Speaker, I'll move to Department of Public Health and Medical Services. The department realized an allocation of 2,759,978,523 and absorbed 2,361,241,706, representing an 85.5% absorption rate. This expenditure represented a 13.1% decrease from 3.78 billion represented in the financial year 2022-23. Honorable Speaker, the department established Health Facility Improvement Financing Act. They equally harmonized FIF Act 2023 with the SHIF, which is ongoing, elevated county to level 5 facility. They improved sanitation with 325 village declared ODFs. They refurbished maternity and newborn unit at Homa Bay County Teaching and Referral Hospital. Procured of linen and purchase of anesthetic machine for Homa Bay County Referral Hospital. They improved coverage for services and improved commodity stock rate from 40% to 70%. Honorable Speaker, they completed Minyere Dispensary, Wikomino Center, Magina Health Center, Nyarwenya Health Center, Ongako Health Center, Tala Health Center, Ogwangbuare Health Center, Obunduri Rawi Dispensary, Kahera Health Center, Nyahera Health Center, Pala Health Center, among others. They equally supplied and delivered of medical equipment to various health centers, commenced construction of accident and emergency unit center, and 112 body funeral parlor at Homa Bay County Teaching and Referral Hospital. Honorable Speaker, we move to the Department of Lands, Housing, Urban Development, and Physical Planning. Honorable Speaker, the Department of Lands, Housing, Urban Development, and Physical Planning. During the financial year 2023-2024, the department was allocated of 534,321,814, and they were able to absorb 529,720,505, representing a 9.1% absorption. This expenditure represented a 53.1% increase from 156,924,193 reported in the financial year 2022-2023. The department was they constructed an ablution block at the lands office. They prepared an inventory of all public lands. They did an evaluation role for Homa Bay Municipality. They processed land ownership for the affordable housing projects in the Homa Bay Municipality. They proposed Tomboya TTC in Rusinga Highland. They proposed Sport Talent Center in Dewa. They proposed Cultural Center in Kagan. The Renewable Energy Center in Marindi, and the Industrial Park in Riwa Kachwanyo. Honorable Speaker, they also granted charters to additional 4 municipalities in the county. They improved informal settlement under Kisi Project 2. They recruited laborers under the labor-intensive community work in the Kisi 2 socio-inclusion component. Honorable Speaker, let me move to Department of Trade, Industry, Tourism, Cooperative Development, and Marketing. In the financial year 2023-2024, Honorable Speaker, the department was allocated a total of 646,479,514, out of which 393,093,478 was absorbed, resulting to into 60.8%. This expenditure represented a 26.4% decrease from 329,889,568 reported in the last financial year. The department hosted an international investment conference. They facilitated the gazettement of Riwa as a special economic zone. They conducted tourism, beauty, pageantry, and further accomplished initiating the development of phase 1 of Lake Simbinyai. Honorable Speaker, it further collaborated with the national government on the county aggregation and industrial park at Riwa. They equally registered 106 new cooperative societies. They trained and capacitated 60 cooperative societies. And lastly, they supported by development partners such as NARGP, and also practical action. Honorable, let me move to the Department of Water, Sanitation, Irrigation, Environment and Energy, and also the climate change. Honorable Speaker, in the financial year 2023-2024, the department was allocated 625,200,411. During the year, the department managed to absorb a total of 548 million 596,210, which represents an absorption rate of 7.9%. This expenditure represented a 6.7% decrease from 284,999,170, which was reported in the financial year 2022-2023. Honorable Speaker, the department also presided over planting of 287,440 forests. Conducted green programs on reducing pollution from town, sub-county, small markets. They equally conducted an international technical training and municipal exchange program. Training of the county steering and technical policy. They installed solar parks at Takawi and Ngode Highlands, done by partners, Rerek and Aldobank. In the partnership with the GIZ, the department put up a number of energy cook stores at the Homa Bay Municipal Market. They equally conducted preliminary mapping, irrigation, potential irrigation sites in county, and initiated the formulation of legislative framework for irrigation in the county. Honorable Speaker, we move to the Department of Governance, Communication and Evolution. Honorable Speaker, in the financial year 2024, the department was allocated a total of 457,603,860, out of which 268,657,272 was absorbed, resulting to a 59% absorption rate. This expenditure represented a 6.7% decrease from 284,999,170 reported in the financial year 2022-2023. The department trained 250 enforcement staff. They kitted all enforcement, the inspectorate and fire brigade staffs. Uniform, established public readiness and grievance county press. They equally also established a county press center and published county quarterly magazine. Now, Honorable Speaker, we move to Executive Office of the Governor. The Department of Governance mandate is to provide leadership, coordination, and track result for each devolved entity for purposes of ensuring effective services delivery. In the financial year 2023-2024, the department was allocated a total of they were allocated a total of 7,4,330,618, out of which 450,596,997 was absorbed, resulting to 63.97% absorption rate. This expenditure represented a 35% decrease from 802,400,000 89,137 absorption rate, absorbed, and which was reported in the financial year 2022-2023. The department trained 250 enforcement staff, kitted all enforcement inspectorate, and fire brigade staff with uniform. They established the public redress and grievance center. They established the county press center and published the county quarterly magazine and hosted mentorship programs for both boys and girls. Honorable Speaker, I moved to municipality of Kindu Bay. Honorable Speaker, in the financial year 2023-2024, the board was allocated a total of 15,720,000, out of which 7.7 million was spent, representing 50% absorption rate. The municipal board was able to channel its funds towards installation of 14 solar lights, acquired the equally acquired land for dam site, and developed 10 kilometers of drainage. Honorable Speaker, we go to Mbita municipality. In the financial year 2023-24, the board was allocated a total of 15.7 million, of which 7.6 million was absorbed, resulting to 50% absorption rate. The board was able to channel its funds towards installation of solar lights. They acquired land for dam site and developed a 10-kilometer drainage. Honorable Speaker, we move to municipal of board of Ndewa. In the financial year 2023-2024, the board was allocated a total of 16.4 million, out of which 8.5 million was absorbed, resulting in a 52% absorption rate. The department funds were channeled for installation of 17 solar lights, acquired land for dam site, and developed a 5-kilometer drainage. Honorable Speaker, we move to the municipality of board of Yugis. Honorable Speaker, the board was allocated 16.6% in the financial year 2022, of which 7.8 million was absorbed, which resulted to 47% absorption rate. The municipal board installed 84 satellite state-of-art street lights and a pedestrian walkway from the DTB to Winimam Hotel. They organized of 5 public forums and 1 major stakeholders dialogue. They reported by KCB and Equity Bank. They established 54 diaspora committee dedicated to resource mobilization. They identified and marked parking lots to decongest the CBD and bring order. They inaugurated the Rodi Kokuo market and drafted various bylaws. Honorable Speaker, the Department of Education Capital, Human Capital, developed and vocational training. In the financial year 2024, the department allocated 1.4 billion, and out of it they absorbed 1.1 billion, which was spent in the previous in various programs, which represented 79.5 absorption rate. During the period, the department improved infrastructure in learning centers and ICT hubs. The department undertook the Ondoa Kaunda initiative aimed at providing standardized classrooms in all the wards in the county. They provided the capitation fees for trainees in the vocational training centers. They disbursed scholarships and bursary funds for needy and vulnerable students and provide teaching and learning materials to both and TVET and vet centers. They engaged with the partners to realize more infrastructure development in the learning center. Honorable Speaker, we have got the revenue projection for the financial year 2025-2026. Honorable Speaker, the committee observed that the county treasury projects a total resource of 11 billion 223,318,604 for the financial year 2025-2026. Honorable Speaker, this represents a 5.5% decrease compared to the approved budget for the financial year 2024-25. This proposed budget will be funded by 8.4 billion from equity shares of revenue, 601,253,000 from internal rated revenue, which and 1.03 billion in the form of appropriations in aid. From health sector, we have also conditional grants of 1.007 and equalization funds of 130,763,634. On the expenditure side, recurrent expenditure is expected to account for up to 10.6 billion, which is 67.8%, where the development expenditure is projected at 3.6 billion, which is 32%. Compensations to employees is expected to grow 1.4% to 5.7%, 5.7 billion. The table below, as you can see there from the report, I would wish members to go through the table where we have the revenue and expenditure category, we have the category column, we have the estimate for the 2024-2025, and we also have the projected estimates for the financial year 2025-2026. Equally have the projected estimates for the financial year 2026-2027. Honorable Speaker, the committee has a prayer, and the prayer is that the House adopt this report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the Homa Bay County Budget Review Outlook Paper 2024. Honorable Speaker, before I call my seconder for the report, Honorable Speaker, I would wish and urge honorable members that this report means a lot to us. It will also help us to know on areas that our county is not maybe implementing the project that they should be implementing. And Honorable Speaker, I will call on all of us that we have to put the executive into account, and we know very well that each and every member here is responsible for a committee. Make sure that each and every committee that you are sitting, you go through on what each and every department that you oversight should be implementing, and you make sure that they are implemented to totality. Honorable Speaker, I would wish to call upon Honorable Nicholas Soka to second. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair, Appropriate Budget Honorable Nicholas Soka, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the adoption of this report, and I will be very brief. Just allow me to be very brief. One, I will only highlight 3 areas. First, the issue of pending bills. You've realized that the Department of Roads is leading in this. They have a pending bill of 308. Health has 84. And of course, you'll have to agree with me that some of the traders 74, some of these departments are implementing ward-based. The moment they have accrued pending bill of that magnitude, and this translates to underperformance in our respective wards. So we need to take up in our respective committees to put them to task to challenge that. Also, I want to take an issue with the county assembly. If you look at the report, and our physical analyst, I hope they are somewhere, that their report really disturbed us, because there are some of the projections that have been highlighted there. Some of them we are not able to see. So we are wondering as a committee, why do you give juicy report, yet some of them we are not able to see as a committee? So, you know, these are, it is unlike the executive, where if the report is presented, we can assume. But you see, as a committee, we cannot be presented with a report that is not factual. So that we are also taking into account, that the assembly also need to relook at the projection. Wage bill is an issue, honorable members, through the speaker. We have a wage bill that has surpassed the requisite 35 as enshrined in the Act of 2012, EFM. You realize that is because it has gone up to 48.4. So we need to have a round table with the executive to cure this, because it is a big problem. I also want to take into account that if you look at the projection, revenue projection of a total of 2025-2026, as we get into the budget process, this needs to concern us, honorable members, because they have projected development to be at 32, which is vis-a-vis what we know that is supposed to be at 35. So we are giving priority to the recurrent than development, and that is our main concern. So we need to also think about that. And in the same revenue projection, you've also realized that the total amount that is going to recurrent, it is also wanting, because at the end of the day, if we have concentrated in payment and consumption in the recurrent, then we will also be shooting up for the foot when it comes to development. I want to state that my chair has really read this eloquently, and thank you for taking this, being your first one. We need to congratulate him. He has really tried, and I thank you for that, my chair, and congratulate you for the new position also. You are equal to the task. Because other members would also want to debate on this, allow me to stop there and give my take that I support, I second the adoption of this report in totality. I thank the Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, the report having been eloquently read by the Chair, Honorable Titus Asiago, and ably seconded by seasoned member, Honorable Nicholas Owaka, I therefore now propose the question that this House adopt the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on Homa Bay County Budget Review and Outlook paper for the financial year 2023-24. The question is proposed. Honorable Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the Chair for budget, and from the onset, I want to support the adoption of this report. Honorable Speaker, also as the whip of this assembly, allow me also to congratulate the honorable members who were elected and as chairs and vice chairs of various committees, and wish them well in their endeavor as they perform their duties. Honorable Speaker, County Budget Review and Outlook paper simply is the financial performance versus the budgeted targets, Honorable Speaker. We've realized from this report that there are some areas that are commendable, more so on the revenue performance, Honorable Speaker. where we attained 89.3%. And we believe if more emphasis is laid on this department, Honorable Speaker, and then we can perform better than this. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, to go straight away on the unspent budget balances, Honorable Speaker. We realize that 889,201,441 was not spent, and this really hampered the implementation of our projects, Honorable Speaker. We also realized that there was delayed exchequer, of which as a county we have very little control over, but we want to say this exchequer remittance, Honorable Speaker, affect the implementation of our projects. I want to also emphasize on the issue of our municipalities, Honorable Speaker. We realized that their absorption rate was low, and also we realized that our municipalities were not adequately funded. And this, Honorable Speaker, make our municipalities slowly dying because the performance is very low. It has also been indicated that from the report that the equalization fund projects are not indicated. And we need this, Honorable Speaker, because as an assembly who is doing the oversight, we need all the projects and their areas such that we avoid the duplications of the projects. With that, Honorable Speaker, allow me to support the adoption of this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Whip, for a good report. Debate. Honorable Odongo.
Oh, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Well, Honorable Speaker, allow me also to take this opportunity also to say something on this CBROP. Honorable Speaker, in our understanding, it is simply, basically, this on the budget performance of the previous year. Mr. Speaker, I want to highlight some of the areas that has been mentioned in this report. We've seen in the recommendation that in line with the equalization fund, Mr. Speaker, the committee did note that it is not well explained, and the amount spent has been well revealed, the areas, and even the status. And the committee has indicated well that there need to be a report as pertaining that. Mr. Speaker, on pending bills, I want us to factual on this. Mr. Speaker, it is a reality that there is pending bills. And as House and as members of our county, we are the ones who represent the people. And when you look at our wards, Mr. Speaker, there are a number of projects going on with the contractors. But if currently there is a pending bill, in future, the prediction is that we'll have projections and being tendered, but there will be no applicants for those jobs. There will be nobody moving to take these particular projects, Mr. Speaker. Because when the message will be out that there is pending bill and you want to take a new project whereby your payment is going to be in doubt, Mr. Speaker, the contractors will run away from this, our beloved county government. We therefore call upon the executive to double their effort in terms of paying these contractors. Mr. Speaker, allow me also move to municipalities. Mr. Speaker, municipality, when we look at how they were constituted, they have all the necessary requirements. The human capital is already there with the very required departments, Mr. Speaker. But when it comes to money being allocated to this municipality, they have been allocated very meager amount of money. That is why when you look at their percentage, the percentage is high But when you go to the performance, you find they have done very little, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the managers are there, and they are very ready to work. But let us implore our county government as an assembly that they add the municipality the money so that they meet the reason as to why the idea of creating municipality was brought forward, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when I look at the other area when you look at the other area the amount of money being absorbed by each and every department, Mr. Speaker. When you look at the Department of Sports, we've seen that the absorption rate is very low. But it is here in this county assembly, whereby it was agreed that department should help fund each and every ward to get a playground, Mr. Speaker. Why should this percentage go down? I would call upon the relevant committee that they should follow up, because when the absorption rate is low and there are other things hanging that they were supposed to do to the citizens of Homa Bay, Mr. Speaker, it is something that should be looked upon very, very critically. Mr. Speaker, I beg support the adoption of this report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Senior Odongo. Honorable Dorin Oyugi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand also to support the adoption of the CROP report. When I was very listening to the report, you are seeing some of the departments are doing good, they are not doing bad. But what I noticed there, Honorable Speaker, if you look especially in agriculture, the procurement at times is becoming late. Right now, we are almost planting, the planting season, and right now we've not even know when are we going to get the seeds. So if you are looking at the report in some departments, the delaying of the procurement is also making us to slag behind. And but I can also see that in agriculture, if you look in agriculture, there's a department that is doing well, especially in livestock. Right now, you can see there's a disease. There's a disease control of lambskin skin disease in the cattle, and you're seeing most of the wards in the Homa Bay County, they're doing the vaccination. So if you look, some of the departments are really doing good, but only what I can say right now, the procurement department should also act in their capacity. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir.
So much, Honorable Dorin. Honorable Eric Kowedi.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I've carried my hand so many times, Your Chair, and maybe I'm short, Chair. I've been informed by my colleague member here that I'm short. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity for me also to add my voice on what is being discussed, Honorable Speaker. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, from the onset to support the adoption report. And on the same note, I want to congratulate the Budget and Appropriation Committee, led by their new able chair, for such a very comprehensive, detailed, and a well-read report. Honorable Speaker, county budget and review paper is a very important document, Honorable Speaker, as it also acts as an end-year financial report, Honorable Speaker. That's why normally or procedurally it is always being prepared 3 months after the end of the financial year, Honorable Speaker. This report also provides an assessment of the budget performance in the previous financial year. So it's a very, very important document for that matter. Honorable Speaker, allow me to take some few notes on some very key areas in this report. I was going through the report, Honorable Speaker, and it came to my realization that our county government has really done well in terms of our actual collection. There's been a steady increase in terms of our actual collection. From that is, I did comparison, financial comparison analysis from the financial year 2020-2021 to the financial year 2023-2024. You will see that there's a steady growth in terms of our actual revenue collection. In the financial year, Honorable Speaker, 2020-2021, we recorded an actual collection of 120 million. The next financial year, that is the financial year 2021-2022, we recorded a collection of 146 million. So the trend kept on increasing. So that is a good gesture. Although, Honorable Speaker, in terms of revenue targeting and focusing, there's been a problem. The county treasury has not been able to have steady projections in terms of their revenue focus and targeting. They have kept on twinkling, going higher, coming down. So there's been a problem, Honorable Speaker. You see, if you look at the financial year 2020-2021, they did a projection of 170 million. The followed financial year, they projected to collect 164 million. Then the financial year 2022-2023, they projected to collect 800 million. Then in the financial year 2023-2024, they projected to collect 341 million. So if you study it keenly, you will realize that they have not been steady. They have not been steady in terms of the projection, what they're able to collect in a financial year. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, in terms of our own source revenue collection in absolute terms, that is when we don't compare our revenue collection with anything else. You will realize that there's been a significant drop, Honorable Speaker. If you look at the financial year 2021-2022, Honorable Speaker, we recorded a collection where we recorded a collection of 146 million, which represented 21.7%. The followed financial year, Honorable Speaker, where we collected 491 million with a percentage of 235%, Honorable Speaker. That was a very huge increase. Then the followed financial year, now we dropped from 235.2%, Honorable Speaker, to 144.3. That is a very huge drop. And I would want to propose to the county treasury, Honorable Speaker, to consider taking the staffs working under the revenue department for some capacity building, because that will enhance the department to generate statistics that will conform to the government's finance statistics of 2014, Honorable Speaker. In my conclusion, I've been informed that, but allow me to say something small on pending bills, Honorable Speaker. I'm asking for your protection, Honorable Speaker. How many members are conversing loudly, and I'm unable to present my Speaker.
Honorable members, you are free to consult, but at low tone. Honorable Eric on the floor. Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, as at the financial year from this report, as at the financial year 2023-2024, Honorable Speaker, we were having a pending bill of approximately around 1.5 billion, Honorable Speaker. This 1.5 billion, 800 million has already been paid, Honorable Speaker, leaving a pending bill of around 600 million, Honorable Speaker. This balance, Honorable Speaker, still presents a significant financial challenge to our county government, Honorable Speaker. And I want to propose to the county treasury that in the coming supplementary budget, this pending bill should be given priority, Honorable Speaker, especially bills, pending bills which affects essential services to our people, Honorable Speaker, should be given priority in the coming budget supplementary. Honorable Speaker, if you allow me to maybe borrow something from one of the great speeches of the Sergio for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, where he said that for a country to grow, it needs political hygiene. The Osagio 4, when he was talking about political hygiene, your chair, he was talking about the essential services to the people, Honorable Speaker. These critical bills, which are tied to essential services, if they are not given priority, they will affect the service delivery to our people. And, Mr. Speaker, these essential services that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was referring to, he was talking about good healthcare system. He was talking about good education system. He was talking about good infrastructure. He was talking about improving the life of our mothers, fathers, and children in general, and improving our agricultural sector. Those are some of the things that he was referring to when he was talking about political hygiene. Honorable Speaker, even to the 40 honorable members representing the 40 wards in this honorable house, Honorable Speaker, when they were campaigning, they promised the people that they will improve those essential services that I've mentioned, Honorable Speaker. So I want to ask the Treasury that they should ensure that they have given priority the settlement of these critical bills so that the promises which were given by the honorable members in this house can be fulfilled. With those very many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I support the adoption of this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Oidi. Honorable Ojango, you've got my eye, but just wait for the purpose of balancing the House. Let me give Honorable Tony Otieno.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, Speaker, for this opportunity. Honorable Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity again to thank my able chair. Speaker, my able chair, Honorable Titus Asiago, who is the chair for Budget and Appropriation Committee, where I sit, Honorable Speaker, as an able member. Speaker, a lot has been said on this, but this is an important document that I wish we could have time and debate on this, Honorable Speaker. When we talk about CPROP, two things rings in your mind, Honorable Speaker. One is that we're doing, this document reviews the financial performance of the budgeted areas, looking at the financial year under review, Honorable Speaker. CPROP 2024 reviews the budget for financial year 2023 and 2024, Honorable Speaker. And again, another thing that is very important, Honorable Speaker, this document does what I call an outlook for the forthcoming financial year. And in question, Honorable Speaker, financial year 2025-2026. So this document is a very important document, Honorable Speaker, that we are seeking to review financial year 2023 and 2024, and we are also giving an outlook of financial year 2025 and 2026. Honorable Speaker, a lot has been said in terms of the revenues of this county during that financial year. A lot has been said about expenditure. But the most important thing, Honorable Speaker, if you look at the budgets in terms of revenue for financial year 2023 and 2024, was 11.1 billion, Honorable Speaker. And out of that, and I'm referring to the supplementary, Honorable Speaker, this is very important to note. The second supplementary, we had a budget of 11.1 for financial year 2023-2024. In terms of that, Honorable Speaker, we only realized 9.9, which translates to about 89.3%, Honorable Speaker. That tells us something as honorable members in terms of revenue performance for our county. And if you compare the two, because there's no way you can talk on revenue and you don't talk on expenditure, Honorable Speaker, for financial year 2023-2024, in terms of revenue, we had a budget of 11.1 billion, Honorable Speaker. And out of that, we had 7.6 for recurrent and 3.5 for development, Honorable Speaker. In terms of absorption rate, looking at the expenditure, it was about 91.1%, Honorable Speaker. That also tells us something that in terms of our absorption, we need to do something, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, something that is important to note is that if you look at the shortfall in terms of expenditure, totaling to 2.0 billion, that also tells us something, Honorable Speaker. Because if you look at the actual 9.0 billion, and we had a shortfall in terms of expenditure of 2.0 billion. Honorable Speaker, this 2.0, the composition of the current is 1.6 billion, and also for development is 482 million. That again tells us something that we also need to discuss going forward, that we project revenues and we also have expenditure, but we have shortfalls at the end of the financial year. That is something, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the financial year 2025 and 2026, in terms of the projection, we anticipate that we'll have a budget of 11.2 billion. Again, this we seek to understand that in terms of equitable share, we have 8.4 billion, 601 on source revenue, and again, which is very important, Honorable Speaker, about 1 billion in terms of A&A, that is appropriation in aid, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in that financial year, we also projecting that we'll have 134 million for equalization fund. That is very important because that equalization fund is very important for these honorable members, particularly the ones that projects are being implemented in their wards. If it doesn't come, Honorable Speaker, it affects all these members, the equalization fund. But point to note, Honorable Speaker, is that for financial year 25-26, we have budget of 11.2 billion. And this will be affirmed in a subsequent document that will be presented in this document, in this Honorable House. Again, for financial year 25-26, we have, in terms of expenditure, recurrent 7.6 and development 3.6. Honorable Speaker, if you look at this report, it talks about very key recommendation. One, Honorable Speaker, is about the wage bill. The wage bill is at 48.4%. What are you saying in terms of the PFM Act? Not more than 35. We are not doing very well, Honorable Speaker. And if you look at that, and in the subsequent documents, you will realize that our wage bill is totaling to about 5-point-something billion. Remember, our budget is 11.2 billion in the financial year 25-26. Out of that percentage, 5-point-something billion goes to compensation of employees, Honorable Speaker. That, again, is something in terms of development awards, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish the County Public Service Board, as directed or recommended in this report, that they need to have human resource management plan presented to this House so that we have a discussion around that. Honorable Speaker, the other bit is about the pending bills. And Honorable Owedi mentioned this in totality, that our pending bill, as it stands, it's about 650-something million. Honorable Speaker, this is an issue that has to be addressed. And the report details that the system in charge of finance and economic planning should bring a plan of how they want to deal with issues pending bills, Honorable Speaker. And not only that, Honorable Speaker, this report, if you look at it keenly, it doesn't represent the historical pending bills. We also need to know, in terms of the historical pending bills, the amount, the total amount, and the plan in terms of settling that, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a very important report. And going forward, I think the supplementary is coming forth in some few weeks or so. What Honorable Whip mentioned in terms of the unspent millions, about 800 million, we need to have it so that it's appropriated accordingly in the next financial year. Number two, we also need to have a report on the balances which was not received in terms of the exchequer balances. That also needs to appear in the as a supplementary for financial year under review, so that we deal with it, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, with those many remarks, I want to mention that going forward, as a Honorable House, we need to ensure that this recommendation are implemented, because we just talking about them is not very, we will not achieve much in terms of just narrating all that in form of a document. But when we implement issues that are recommended, then we'll be able to go far as a House. I thank you, Honourable Speaker, and looking at the mood of the House, I think you can put.
Thank you so much, Honorable Otieno, for a good debate. Honorable Ojango.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me the opportunity to say something about the report. First and foremost, I rise to support its adoption. I rise to support its adoption. Why do I support its adoption? One, before I say reasons why, I want to congratulate the new chair of budget, Honorable Tatias Asiago, who has been our performing deputy chief whip in this assembly since we came. And I want also to congratulate the selection committee who did a search of who is equal to the task. I want to be a witness in this House that he has served us well as our deputy chief whip, and I just want to urge him to continue with that spirit he exhibited during the time he was a chief whip to serve budget committee. As I move to the reason why I'm supporting the adoption, I've read in this report that they have given preparation of supplementary budgets to be a priority. As I stand now, there are some ward projects which are still pending and done in our various wards where we represent. And because the committee perceived it necessary to highlight it as a priority, I'm sure we are going to get money to implement those pending projects in our various wards. Secondly, I've read this report that they have given the observation and they have expressed very clearly to the public service board we have in this county that it is time for them to advise on how we can reduce the wage bill. Wage bill, just the way other members has spoken, it affects capital expenditures because it is a recurrent. When a recurrent is high, it affects capital expenditure. And also, they have put emphasis as a committee of budget. I've read that it is high time public service board should also be relevant in when they are recruiting. Because in this wage bill, you assess it analytically, you will find that clerks are more than skilled workers, like nurses, lab techs, and even psychologists. You know, Kenya today need skilled manpower more than general workers. So when you look at the employment record, which consume this wage bill we are complaining about, you will end up finding that most of the employees being paid are clerical. So I'm impressed with that highlight. Lastly, I want to congratulate the performance of the executive wing of County Government of Homa Bay. And that one I want to attribute it to our Excellency the Governor, because she is a hands-on CEO. In most cases, you will realize that our governor has revenue roundtable. Because of that, that is why collection has been moving upward, our own revenue. So wherever she is, as an assembly, we have to appreciate that. She has even now introduced project implementation roundtable. She is concerned to what extent have the ministers implemented what we have agreed with her as Assembly of Homa Bay. With those many remarks, I want to support the adoption of this report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Ojango. I'm not seeing any buzzers. Honorable members. I want to thank the members. Okay, just a minute. I'm calling the mover to reply. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to thank all honorable members who have contributed towards the report. Honorable Speaker, just as I said before, we are up to the task and we'll make sure as we are mandated to oversight these other departments. What I will urge our honorable members that we've seen what has been highlighted in the report. Let us put the executive onto the task so that we achieve what is best for our county. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, I thank each and everyone for this. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much, Chair, for a wonderful reply. Honorable members, now I put the question that this House adopt the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on Homa Bay County Budget Review and Outlook Paper Financial Year 2023-2024. Will as many as with similar opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many with contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Chief Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I seek leave of the House and beg the following motion. Whereas this House has a calendar approved on 11th February 2025, indicating the sitting days, short recess and long recess. Aware that standing order number 281 permits that any member at any time for reasons stated to seek leave to move that this county assembly do now adjourn. Further, whereas all that members of the county assembly have been officially invited to county assembly forum general meeting slated from 17th February to 21st February 2025. And now, therefore, this House resolves to adjourn its sitting to Tuesday, 25th February 2025 at 9:30 a.m. I beg to move, Honorable Speaker, and before I give my second honorable answer, I want to state categorically that this is a straightforward motion, Honorable Speaker, as all the members got the invitation from the CAF, and I would call upon Honorable Nancy Orina to second.
Honorable Nancy, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the adoption of this motion. Honorable Speaker, firstly, it's rightfully before us. Secondly, this assembly adopted a calendar for the fourth session yesterday, but that calendar is not cast in stone. Under circumstances as what we are facing, we are allowed to rearrange that calendar. The County Assembly Forum is a coordinating body for all 47 assemblies, and if they invite assemblies to a meeting, it's something of utmost importance. And for that reason, our members must also join the other assemblies in this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. Now I propose now, therefore, this House is adjourned sittings to Tuesday, 25th February 2025 at 9:30 a.m. The question is proposed. Honorable members, I put now, therefore, this House resolved to adjourn its sitting to Tuesday, 25th February 2025 at 9:30 a.m. As many as with similar opinion say aye. Aye. Will as many as with contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, adjournment.
Honorable members, this House is hereby adjourned to Tuesday, 25th February 2025 at 9:30 a.m.